Everyone, this is my dream game. Well, it doesn't have a name, so for now let's call it Slime Dream Project. This first devlog, I'm going to show you what I've been working on for the last 5 months. This project has been in pre-production since 2020. This game has gone through so many different stages, seeing it in action is surreal to me right now. By the way, Spoonsweet, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being there, giving me advice on the main character designs for all these years. Expect me to bug you in the future. So this is my devlog. It's just a tour of what my game is about. Usually when you glance at first devlogs, the game is like 70% done. I mean, I can't be the only one that thinks that, at least the more popular ones. So at first, I was going to do the same as well. I was going to drop out of YouTube and Twitter and announce that I will resurface in a year. Well, as I tugged along, I thought it would have been better if I showed it very early on and got feedback along the way, building an audience early on. So with that, here's what I got. My slime game is heavily inspired by Mega Man Battle Network. If you don't know what that is, Nintendo's recently announced the entire series coming to the Nintendo Switch next year. Link is down in the description. But for now, I'll show you what my combat looks like, which is very similar. So I'll collide with this enemy. So this is the basics of my game. What you see is the enemy moving, and then on our end we have our player. As you can see, we can move up, down, left, right, and the enemy is moving on his end. Now you see 2 fields. The blue field is our movements. This is as far as we can go. We have 4 squares, and then the enemy has 3 squares. So this is just like the basics of the demonstration of my battles. So basically how it goes is we can move and dodge the enemy attacks if he had an attack, but he's a little dummy. And our player can actually attack. We have a basics attack. So what you'll do is you'll push space and we can attack. See, now she can initiate a long fist. Now if she's all the way back here, we can't really attack. It can only go so far, but if we're in a certain space, we can actually attack the enemy. Now the green bars above are just the health bars for both me and the player, I mean the enemy. That's just a little demo for now. I do want to do something more flashier and more prettier than what we have right now. This is just a demonstration, of course, so nothing too fancy. So we're just gonna kill this enemy off right now. So we're gonna whack him a bit. And bam, he is dead. And we have won. Of course, I'll animate like a victory scene. But for now, this is what we'll have. This is the basics of my game. You can move up, down, left, right, dodge enemy attacks as it's happening, and then we can do a basic attack. So now I'll show you the hook of my game, the unique thing that separates my game from the many other clones of Mega Man Battle Network games currently out there. So you see, in network games there is a card system. To sum it up, these cards are used for abilities to aid Mega Man in his battles. So I didn't want to do that because literally everyone else that is copying Mega Man Battle Network for their games are doing that as well. So I began to think, what can I do to be different? I began to strip down the core concept of that card mechanic. Oh, and for those of you wondering who the main character is, my slime lady, you'll find out in future devlogs. So for now, I will show you what I like to call the absorb system. We're going to collide with this enemy above, right up here, and we're going to initiate a different battle scene. So now we have 2 enemies, but there is a major dilemma. As you see, they both fire these little rock pellets at us. And as you can see, we have the one all the way in the back moving up and down, and then we have the one right here in the middle that we can obviously attack. So we can obviously kill this first enemy here, but we can't really reach the enemy all the way in the back. So this is where the absorb systems comes in. So as we know, we only have just this one attack. We don't have any other attacks. And what we're going to do is kill the first enemy here. So we're going to get nearby it, whack it a bit. And when his HP gets pretty low, you'll see a prompt above his head that says press K to capture. So that's what we're going to do, and this is where the absorb system comes in. So we're going to get nearby it, and we have absorbed the enemy. With that being said, we have now gained his powers. So now we can do the enemy's basic attacks. So if we push a prompt here, a button, we can now shoot just like the enemy. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy the enemy that's all the way in the back. There you go. And voila, that is the capture system. Now of course this is just the basics. I don't have the entire thing flushed out. I don't have the UI. I don't have the little prompt showing that you've absorbed. You know, this is just the core concept of it. As we go on in these devlogs, you'll see it polish it more and more. So I figured I'd show you the basics of it. And if you push the button here to absorb, and voila, you know, she has like that little arm canyon, kind of similar to Mega Man Battle Network games here. A little nod here. And then we can still do our basics attack as well. So that way now we have 2 attacks. And that is as far as I'll go to describing the absorb system. In the second devlog, we're going to go more in depth. I'll have all the UI and all the bells and whistles. So that way I can fully show you my full concept of the absorb system. For now, for this devlog, it's just the basics. So that's my game, at least the idea for my game. As for the top-down scene, I will change it. What you see won't be in the final game. It served mostly as a demonstration field. I have realized that this will take me forever to make my game if I did it in this way. If I did it in the top-down aspect. You know, like from here, top-down aspect, and then colliding with enemy to initiate a battle. Yeah, I realized that's going to take me forever to make. But I came up with a more simple and effective way to do this, and I've cut the work down in half so that way I don't have to worry about this. That will be explained in the second devlog, as well as the absorb system, which I should be fully finished by that point. I do plan on releasing these devlogs once a month, no longer than 2 a month, so that way I can really get this fleshed out and finished. I want to thank everyone that is currently subscribed to me, and for those who aren't subscribed to me and you did like what you saw, I would suggest you hit that subscribe button. Comment down below to see what you thought of my basics of the game, my Dream Slime project, temporary name. My name is GhostBit, and I will see you in the next devlog.